everybody, it's Anna. Time for the final card in this week's tarot story. So we close this week with our second major arcana card for the week, so our second life lesson, and it is the Empress. So I think of the lesson of the Empress as being about creative flow. She embodies the power of being deeply and completely engaged with creativity, and being completely relaxed at the same time. And that's the key paradox to manifesting, right? Is that we are deeply engaged, we're really energized, we're really present, but there's just no struggle. We're able to release all the struggle. So in the image, we have this Empress. She's surrounded by all of her creativity, all of her creation. She's got trees, and there's a river, and she's got a crown of stars, I'm trying to say. She is the Empress of all she surveys. She is the creator and the lover of everything she creates. This is the manifesting card. This is when things are in flow, come to life. They surface into the world through the Empress. This is where you start seeing, you planted the seed, you waited on it, it germinated. Now we are seeing what we're creating. So the challenge here, of course, is to be engaged but not in struggle, which means we are kind of perfectly aligned with intuitive flow, and our mind is just hanging out. It's not asking questions. It's not directing anything. It's just relaxing, observing, and enjoying the process as well. Well, hopefully we at least want the mind to be neutral. Ideally, we want the mind to be excited and enraptured by what is happening. The challenge most of us have in the creative process is the mind not understanding what its role is, and in an attempt to be helpful, it ends up messing us up. Like, it'll ask questions which are not timely. Like, if you're creating something, the mind will say, well, how much are we gonna charge for that? Or how are we gonna monetize that? How are we gonna put that on the website? It asks questions that are they don't belong in this step. They belong further down the line, but the mind doesn't really know what's happening here because this is almost a purely intuitive experience. And so the mind doesn't know what's happening. We need to help the mind understand that it's okay that it doesn't know, and it doesn't have to know. It doesn't have to get engaged, because this doesn't require the mind's input right now. So most of the time our minds have been taught, they're supposed to be like the overseer of our entire life and giving us direction and coming up with a plan. And that's the problem. That can work with linear intuitives or mind intuitives, but with body and heart intuitives, it doesn't work, because the mind is not the leadership energy for a body or a heart intuitive. The body or the heart is. So we want the mind to understand it's not the leader here. Therefore, it's okay if it doesn't know what's happening, because it's not the leader. It's not in charge. So it can just relax and wait until it's called upon to take an action step, right? So this whole week we've been talking about, there was the Six of Swords on Tuesday, which is about the mind kind of moving from a place of disharmony, kind of going on the waters, letting the intuition guide it, so it can land in a new place. So I feel like hopefully the mind, you've been taking care of the mind. You've been aware of the challenge and supporting it in the transition. And the mind maybe is at a new place where it can understand its role better, and it can relax more. It doesn't have to interfere or ask questions or be involved in this process. It can just be a delighted bystander and let this magic, this miracle take place without its interference. So yeah, be aware as you're creating something, as you're evoking new things. Be aware if there is a struggle. Be aware of where the struggle is coming from, what the idea is behind the struggle, and see if you can help the mind let go of that responsibility. It thinks it's responsible for controlling this or making sense of this, or whatever it's trying to do. It's not. This is a purely miraculous, mysterious, spiritual process. It's just that for the first time, what was underground is being seen. We just want the mind to observe it. It's kind of like if you go and see someone's baby for the first time, you don't need to talk about where they're going to college or what they're going to call the baby or if the baby's cute or ugly. You just go and say, wow, what a miracle, because it is. It is a miracle. Just enjoy the miracle. You want the mind to be able to enjoy and savor the miracle. And when the business part comes up, we'll be ready for that. That's our final card for this week. See you next time. Bye.